I have this band that I would put up over a door if I was at home, or if I have this fancy piece of equipment, I'll attach it up high. But putting it over a door, closing the door works pretty well. So band's going to be behind me. I want to step far enough away that I feel a little bit of tension in the band, and I'm going to come down onto one knee. Now, if I feel a little unstable here, I may put something on this bent knee side, like a chair or an ottoman, or a lot of times in the clinic, I'll use an exercise ball. And then starting off here, I want to have my arm out straight, and I want to try and keep a little bit of tension in my stomach, maybe a little squeeze in my butt so I make sure my lower back stays locked into place. A lot of times I'll also press my back shin or toe into the floor a little bit, and that'll give me a little bit of a stretch or tension in the front of my hip. And starting off here, I'm just going to slowly let my arm go straight, thumb pointing up, going right up past my ear, to I either feel a little tension here, or if I start to feel any discomfort on the top of my shoulder. At either one of those points, I would stop and come straight back down. And when this band touches the top of my shoulder, I'm actually going to do a little bit of a punch forward, making sure that as I do that, I'm keeping this down and I'm not punching upward. I feel like I'm almost reaching downward with my pinky a little bit and squeezing into my armpit. And then I'll relax the punch. Same thing, coming back up as far as I can through the shoulder. Trying to make sure as I get up higher, I don't lose that stomach tension, let my lower back just collapse. And then same thing, coming back down with the punch. So this is the first angle. Now from here, I'll keep my arm pretty much in the same position. I'll turn my body a little bit. So now I'm in a little bit of this 45-degree angle, or we call it the plane of the scapula, scaption. It's going to be the same motion. So here, same idea. Arm's going to slowly come up. I'm trying to keep that same tension in my stomach. I'm trying to make sure my lower back does not start to do this. As soon as I feel either tightness or at the very beginning of any pressure on the top of the shoulder, I'm going to come back out of it. Now, if that is becoming painful on the top of the shoulder, I want to make sure every time I do this, I stay short of feeling the top. Because the top is more of a compression that I don't want to continue to replicate because that can irritate. So nice and slow, where I feel either tightness or the very beginning of that symptom on the top of my shoulder, and pulling back down out of it. And as I pull down, it's worth mentioning, I'm sucking my shoulder downwards. So I'm not hiking this up towards my ear. I'm keeping this down and back position. So I'm really engaged underneath my armpit, into my lat, into my tricep. And then the last position is going to be that last turn. So now I'm into kind of full abduction, which is typically a weak, tight area for a lot of people. And this is the motion I may have the least amount of ability to go overhead. So I may not go quite as high. Even if I started off here just doing small movements, this is still me working on some shoulder stability in this range without provoking pain. And then as I feel more comfortable, it'll be the same exact thing. Coming up slowly, thumb leading the way, going to where I either feel tension or the very beginning of like I'm compressing the top of my shoulder and pulling back down out of it. Once it hits my shoulder, that same little downward punch. So I like doing anywhere in the 5 to 10 reps at each one of these planes. If this one hurts, I may not be ready for it. I may have to stick with this one for a while and maybe a little bit of this 45, and then periodically I may come out here and say, you know what, I think I can get away with doing some small movements and then gradually working into something higher.